Yo, what's up, Latin Bass Assassin? What's up? What's happening? And I barely realized that yesterday, apparently, I was in a silent film. Yep, I didn't have enough strength to push my microphone jack in all the way in order for it to pick up the audio. So, guess I gotta hit the gym or something along those lines. But here we go, another one of my voiceovers. So I'm on the edge of this hump and I'm paralleling the drop. I'm in maybe 13 to 15 feet throwing out there. I had thrown a crankbait, a deep diving crankbait, nothing bit. I threw a swim bait and nothing bit. So I switched over to a shaky head, started dragging it out there, and lo and behold, of course, that's my go-to bait when nobody's biting. I go ahead and I hook into this decent fish over here. Man, you guys aren't even going to be able to hear the cool splashes, the splashes that those bigger fish make. Well, I guess you did there with my cool sound effect. Splash, splash. I didn't go very far from the dock. Wasted probably like point nothing of a gallon to get here. Just goes to show you on this lake, you don't have to go far to catch good fish. That's a good sized fish. I go ahead and weigh it. Fish ends up being around 371, something along those lines. I don't quite remember. And it's a little hard to see. Here I am, side imaging, acting like I know what I'm doing. But I went to the other side of the hump and I started side imaging, and I saw what I thought was a school of fish, so I just kind of hung out there and cast it a couple more times to this hump, but from the opposite side. Washalo, acting all professional, this guy. So now I'm throwing a deep diving crankbait. It ends up being a 6XD. I've thrown a couple times out there with what felt like a couple of bumps, but not really a slam or anything like that. And I end up hooking into one. Splash out in the distance. Then I said something, another splash. I said something about trying not to get in the way of the splashes so that you guys can see them. Then around here I'm thinking, all right, Mr. No Net, we got some trebles. How you gonna land this fool? But I see he's pretty well pegged, so I don't really worry too much about that. Another fish of decent size. I think it was maybe 308 or something like that, or 3 and change. I think this was a lower 3 fish. So here I am changing my jig. I had got a couple bumps, but they weren't really committing. So I ended up changing my jig color. You can see the jig on the deck has some red in it, actually quite a bit of red. So it's red and some green pumpkin. Switch over to my Guntersville special color. It's a blue with watermelon, I believe. So I cast out there. You got to stay hydrated, so you got to drink some water because it was hot out there. I end up getting stuck here, so I do a little bit of bow and arrowing and pop it off. I lean up on the stool like an old man. Can't decide how cool I want to look, either with my foot up or down. So I decide I just stand up anyway for this hook set. Bam! Did a little squat hook set into that fish. Splash. That would be the second cast after I had changed the color. So I really believe that it was the color that was throwing them off. So not bad for a couple hours of fishing. Then I went and did a live, and of course, during the live, I didn't actually catch any fish, so that was terrible. But to compound it, the audio wasn't going, so sorry about that, guys. That's on me. I'll make sure to go to the gym so I can push that audio jack in so you guys can actually hear the stupidities and don't have to hear me dub over, do a little voiceover. This fish ended up being about a 3.3 or something along those lines. So those were my pre-4th of July fireworks. Hopefully everybody goes out there and has a safe 4th of July. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And as always, fish around and find out.